Number 7. The Phantom Hands. In this photo, two men appear to be engaged in conversation, while the man in the blue shirt is being gripped by disembodied hands, which no one present at the time the photo was taken could see. Taken in 1975 in Adelaide, Australia, the photo predates Photoshop, and studies have failed to find any evidence of the photographic manipulation techniques which were available at the time. What is most notable about this photo is how real the hands appear. In many ghost photos, the supposed ghosts are often insubstantial, hazy, blurry, or transparent. The hands in this picture appear as real as anything else in the photograph. Because of this, some suspect that there is a child clinging to the man's back, and the eerie effect of the photo is nothing more than a trick of perspective. Some counter this by saying that there doesn't appear to be enough room between the man's back and the wall he is sitting in front of for anyone, even a child, to be able to fit. What do you think? Number 6. The Ghost Photobomb. In 1988, a group of friends from Britain were vacationing at a hotel in Marach, Austria. They decided to take a group photo, and one of the group, a Mr. Todd, set his camera on a nearby table to take the photo. He set the camera's automatic timer and rushed back to his friends to get into the shot. However, the camera malfunctioned and the flash didn't go off. So Todd repeated the process, and this time the camera performed normally. Later, when the photos were developed, the second photo, where the flash went off normally, is the photo on screen now. The first photo, where the camera's flash malfunctioned, is on screen now and shows the disembodied head and upper body of a woman seated in front of Mr. Todd's friends. No one in the group recognized the woman, and the hotel does not have a reputation for being haunted. The photo was examined by the Photographic Department of Leicester University and the Royal Photographic Society, which both concluded that the photo was not a double exposure, nor had it been manipulated. The mystery woman appears to be slightly out of focus, and her head is too large compared to the other people in the photo, unless she is sitting closer to the camera, which would mean that her upper body had appeared in the middle of the table. Number 5. The Middle of Nowhere. This next photo may not be something paranormal, but it is still creepy due to the speculation that surrounds it. This photo was originally uploaded to Reddit by a user named Zombie Gaddafi. It shows Zombie Gaddafi's uncle standing near the edge of a cliff at the Grand Canyon. A creepy-looking man in a hooded sweatshirt can be seen lurking in the bushes behind him. According to Zombie Gaddafi's uncle, the photo was taken at a relatively isolated spot, and besides himself and the friend who took the photo, they did not see anyone else in the area that day. They only noticed the mysterious man later, when the photo was developed. Some speculate that the man is a ghost, possibly the ghost of someone who committed suicide in the area. Others don't believe it is a ghost, but to some, this makes the photo even scarier. Because of the remoteness of the location, and the fact that the man in the trees wasn't noticed by either man when the photo was taken, and thus seemed to want to avoid being seen, some suspect that he was lurking in the bushes, planning to push the man off the cliff, only to stop when he caught sight of the photographer. Notice how he appears to be looking towards the camera? What do you think? Number 4. The Wedding Apparition. This photo was taken in Norway at an old farm, famous for being the home of Margaret Munth, a children's book author. The photo, which was taken by a guest's cell phone camera, captures members of a wedding party and a strange black object nearby. No one at the party was wearing black, and no one was standing in the place where the figure appeared. The guest showed the photo to the wedding photographer, who said that if it was a glitch, it was an extremely unusual one, and that he had never seen anything like it before and had no explanation for what it could be. As well, notice how the two little boys in the photo seemed to be looking directly at it. Number 3. The casino aliens. The story behind these next photos goes back to the 1980s. A UFO researcher was contacted by a man who used to work as a security guard in a casino, and he shared this story. The man's job was to sit in a room where he monitored security cameras that had been placed at various locations around the casino so that he could watch out for people who were cheating. One day, while watching the cameras, he noticed something very unusual. One camera was looking down at a group of people playing cards. Seated near the card players, and apparently watching the game, were two strange-looking beings. They were about 5 feet tall, with slightly larger than normal bald heads and dark eyes, very small noses and mouths, and were wearing strange white tunics or robes. What was really unusual is that no one around them seemed to be paying any attention to them. According to the guard, due to the nature of Las Vegas, it was not unusual for strangely dressed people or people in costumes to come into the casino, but they usually attracted a lot of attention when they did. By this time, all of the security guards on duty were watching the monitor. Then something happened which convinced them all that the beings were not human. The cameras in the casino were hidden very well behind mirrors and other innocent-looking objects. Only a few of the casino employees knew where the security cameras were located. As the security officers watched the video, one of the weird-looking beings lifted his head and stared directly into the security camera. He clearly knew that he was being filmed. According to the security guard, the incident was kept quiet by casino management, and no one was allowed to take copies of the security camera footage. The guard managed to take 2 photos of the security monitors, providing the only physical proof of this bizarre encounter. Number 2. The Demon Dog. In this photo, Colorado native Joe Martinez and his wife Patty pose while attending the wedding anniversary of Patty's parents. When the photo was developed, a demonic-looking dog can be seen peering over Joe's right shoulder. The photo was examined by John Davenport, a photographic expert with over 20 years' experience, who stated that the photo showed no evidence of tampering and appeared to be genuine. Martinez, who was battling drug addiction at the time of the photo, said the demonic figure lurking behind him inspired him to quit drugs and get clean. In an interview several years after the photo was taken, he said he carries the photo in his wallet as a visual reminder of what his life used to be. Number 1. The McRoberts photograph. There are thousands of UFO photos in circulation, and many, especially in the modern age of Photoshop, are hoaxes. Many more are a result of double exposures, digital artifacts, or misidentification of natural objects. This innocuous-looking UFO photo, which is hardly ever brought up in discussions of the most convincing UFO photos, is actually one of the most credible. Taken by a woman named Hannah McRoberts near Kelsey Bay on Vancouver Island, Canada, on October 8, 1981, neither McRoberts or her husband noticed the UFO until after the photos had been developed. The photo was subject to numerous tests which showed that it was not a double exposure and the film had not been damaged. It is much too large and too far away from the camera to be an object tossed into the air, and there are no nearby wires, branches, or other objects that a model could be suspended from. Perhaps the most shocking of all, based on the size of the UFO, relative to the size of the objects in the background, it is estimated that the UFO was around 120 feet across. If it was not a UFO, then what was it? Thanks so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you did, please give it a like, check out my other videos, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more content just like it. Thanks for watching.